biggest regrets in my marriage is that I waited to say things. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I did it was because I felt as though I was keeping the peace. I felt as though by not saying something because it was small or whatever, that it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. Or, and y'all fellas know exactly what I mean when I say this, I'll bring up something, but then instead of that something being addressed, now it's got to be, well, when you blah, 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 it's like, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about this. We're communicating this thing. So it got to where I would stop saying stuff because I was guilty of always saying, I know how this conversation is going to go. And what I meant by that is I don't know every word that you're going to say to me, but what I do know is that we're not going to address the thing that's on my mind because something's going to get thrown back in my face.
Married man here. It's a lot going on in this video. Let's unpack. I'm actually glad his brother shared this video, man. This requires a lot of vulnerability to even share this, man. But being married, this is one of those things you got to learn early, because how you start is how you end. And what I learned, especially as a man, you got to have boundaries for yourself. Because when you don't, I've learned that women and kids will always test you. No days off. They will always test you. And also, when they test you and they know where the line is, that kind of determines their respect for you. Like example, when me and my wife first got together, my wife used to pop off with people she dated. But when she met me, I was like, look, we can argue, but you can't yell at me. I grew up in a household where my dad used to drink and my mom was loud, and both my parents used to yell at me. I don't like that. Don't yell at me. I can't protect you and the little boy inside of me. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, as a man, you got to figure out how to get your point across and get that smoke. Bring them matches. A good relationship is somewhere in between a woman saying he don't like to listen and a dude saying, man, I ain't want to hear her mouth. Sometimes you got to hear her mouth. But also as a leader, you got to figure out how to communicate in a way to get the results you need with the person you with. And I also believe that a good relationship is the first draft of what you really want to say. Now, my wife and I, it took us a long time to figure this out, but our superpower is making each other laugh. Now, if we can say some real stuff, some cold stuff, but rapid and funny, we get away with it around here. You know what I'm saying? But that's how we communicate. And once we figured out, we need to add some orange juice to it to say how we really feel, to really knock out these hard conversations, you know? And sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, my wife, she'll state and local me to death. I'd be worried about federal. Like, it ain't a big deal to me unless it's a big deal to me, but she want me to care, you know what I'm saying? And she'll bring every problem to me if she got it. You know, she want to talk about it, she'll talk about it. But for me, sometimes it ain't a big deal. But if it's a big deal and I know long term down the road it's gonna bother me, gotta bring it up. So if you're the guy in a relationship or you trying to get in a relationship, how you start is how you begin. If you got an issue, you need to say that thing and let them adjust accordingly. Say how you feel and let them be an adult. See how they respond, especially in the early stages. If you newly dating somebody, you say how you feel and you let them be an adult with their response. They get mad, shut down, want to blame you for it. Like, no, we're not talking about that right now. This is how I feel. And how you handle how he feels determines how he gonna respond to you as well. If this man keep telling you how he feel and you keep making his feelings about your feelings and he don't feel heard, at some point he gonna stop talking. And hoes like to listen.